Hey, welcome to the Explainer. There's this one core cybersecurity skill that recruiters are just constantly looking for. And the cool thing is, you can learn the fundamentals of it right now, from scratch. Today, we are breaking down vulnerability management. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to practice it and, more importantly, how to get it on your resume.
All right, here's our game plan. It's simple and super practical. First, we're going to cover what this thing even is. Then, we'll actually build a hands-on lab so we can get our hands dirty. After that, we'll run through the whole scan and fix loop. And finally, we'll tie it all back to what really matters, how this helps you land a job. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first. What exactly is vulnerability management? And why is this one skill so incredibly important for a career in cybersecurity?
So, at its heart, you should think of it less like a one-and-done task and more like a non-stop cycle. It's this constant loop, right? You're always hunting for weaknesses, you fix them, and then guess what? You start hunting all over again. The reason is simple. The digital world is always changing. New flaws, new threats, they're popping up every single day.
And look, this quote just nails it. The demand for people who can do this is so high that recruiters are actively chasing them down. Mastering this process doesn't just make you smarter, it makes you a hot commodity in the cybersecurity job market.
Theory is great and all, but in cybersecurity, you've got to get your hands dirty. So let's do just that. We're going to build our own little personal cyber sandbox, a totally safe lab environment where we can mess around and put all this stuff into practice.
And don't worry, our setup is super simple. It's really just three key pieces. First, you need a scanner. We're going to use the free version of Nessus. That's what's going to find the flaws. Second, a virtualizer, something like VMware Player. This creates that safe sandbox so you're not messing with your main computer. And third, you need a target. For us, that's just a clean install of Windows 10.
All right, this is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to walk through what I'm calling a tale of 4 scans. It's going to show us exactly how a system's security looks as we find vulnerabilities, add some new ones on purpose, and then, clean it all up.
But before we hit scan, there's something really important you have to understand. The difference between an uncredentialed and a credentialed scan. Think of it like this. An uncredentialed scan is like walking up to a house and just checking if the doors and windows are locked from the outside. But a credentialed scan? Man, that's like having the keys to the front door. You can go inside, check every room, look in the closets, dig through all the places where problems hide. And as you're about to see, the difference in what they find is, well, it's night and day.
So, scan number 1. This is our uncredentialed scan. We're just knocking on the front door of that fresh Windows 10 machine. And the result? Take a look. 0. Absolutely 0 critical vulnerabilities. From the outside, this thing looks rock solid.
Okay, now for scan number 2. And get this, it's the exact same machine. We haven't changed a thing, except for one detail. This time, we gave the scanner the login details, the keys to the house. And bam! Look at that. 7 critical vulnerabilities just pop up out of nowhere. These are things that were totally invisible from the outside, like missing security patches that you can only find when you're on the inside.
This table right here, this tells the whole story. You can see the progression perfectly. We start at 0 criticals, then jump to 7 just by logging in. Then, and this is where it gets crazy, we intentionally install some old, out-of-date software and that number just explodes to 68. And then finally, after we do our cleanup, we knock it all the way back down to just 3. What a ride.
Yeah, let's just sit with that number for a second. 68. All we did was install one old program, a 6-year-old version of Firefox, and the risk level just went through the roof. And you have to ask why. Well, it's because all the ways to hack that old software are common knowledge. They're out there for anyone to use. This is a perfect and honestly kind of scary example of how quickly a system that seems safe can become a huge liability.
So, we've got this huge mess of 68 critical problems. How do we fix it? Well, the good news is the fix is usually pretty straightforward. In our lab, it's literally just 2 steps. First, get rid of the broken thing, uninstall Firefox. Second, patch everything else, just run Windows Update.
And the impact of those 2 simple actions, it's just staggering. We took the number of critical vulnerabilities from that terrifying 68 and brought it all the way down to just 3. This perfectly demonstrates the power of basic security hygiene, simply patching your systems and removing old software.
Okay, so we've just completed the entire cycle in our lab. But the real question is, how does this simple exercise translate into a skill that employers will actually pay for? Let's connect those dots.
Now, a large corporation will obviously have more policies and procedures, but don't be mistaken. This core cycle of scan, analyze, and remediate is the fundamental engine of what vulnerability management professionals do day in and day out.
Because you've followed along with this lab, you now have the hands-on experience to add these powerful, action-oriented lines to your resume. You didn't just watch an explainer, you've performed the core tasks of the job.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. That's straight from a professional in the field. This isn't a theoretical exercise. It's a tangible, practical skill that employers recognize and value. It absolutely belongs on your resume.
Let's end with a question. We've just seen how a credentialed scan can uncover hidden risks on one clean machine. It really makes you think, what vulnerabilities might be lurking right now on the networks you and I use every single day?